Welcome back to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. Now yesterday I put this video up. Could this flare shown in the movie The Blackout be based on real developed military technologies? And when you are continually looking for other answers, you forever have to try and prove yourself, right? And so this is about this and what's been going on in the skies. So, fireball that lit up Pilbara sky. Something special, but scientists not exactly sure what. Posted Monday 15th of June 2020 at 5:55 AM. Now many of you might not know, but that it could be a message for you spiritually, using numerology, and within looking, if you choose, there'll be things that might correlate to you and what's going on in your life at the moment. So if you'd like to, type in 555 spiritual meaning or angel numbers and see what it says. Moving on. So this is one of many on this one post by this news, indigenous news, and this is in Western Australia. Let's play it. That's the first one. If you watch this video, is there any similarities? You might find there is. Right? Now this could be related to flares, secret operations, as I may have suggested in this. However, the first one is in Australia. Second one, so we should read it. Scientists say the jury is still out about a mysterious green blue, that travelled across the sky in the remote West Australian outback early this morning. So, before I carry on reading it, there's a thing to know about this subject already, and that has to do with chemistry. So the glow coming from this object, the color can tell us the composition of this supposed meteorite, right? Or whatever, comet, etc. Because I've got to show you some things in a minute that show you that they're obviously not flying in space. These are not coming from space. They're in low Earth orbit, right? Flying over our heads. Night workers on remote sites from Cape Lambert to Hope Downs in the Pilbara saw the bright light just before 1 AM, and many captured it on video. There were reports of sightings as far away as the Northern Territory and South Australia, according to Glenn Nagel from the CSIRO NASA tracking station in Canberra. It was really a spectacular observation, he said. It captured something special here. Many people videoed the bright green object streaking across the sky in WA's remote Pilbara region. It was spotted by people in 3 states travelling over a wide distance from at least Cape Lambert to Hope Downs. Scientists say the green-blue colour indicates it is likely, right, listen, a natural object containing iron. Natural object containing iron. What they're saying is made of iron, and if as I just said, the composition coming out the back of it can tell us the color, what's burning, you know. So, which we'll come into later on when we look at some patents. Speculation among astronomy enthusiasts was fevered, with some suggesting it could have been the remains of a rocket launched recently. So there are multiple explanations and multiple things, and many different mysterious objects and lights and things happening across the Earth today. If you're not aware of them, please go and type in mysterious lights happening across the Earth, and you'll be there for a while looking at all the clips. This is just one site that's put in a few of them. So, strange fireballs sighted over central Victoria. So watch it.
Look at these guys and girls
burning blue
and
blue
others.
flame. Okay, that's another clip. So it could be multiple explanations. For example, as there's now some kind of war going on in the heavens, it's been weaponized, the Trump Space Force, let's call it. We might expect to see bits of craft coming off now and then and, you know, come into the Earth. However, a lot of these things have trajectories, and if you observe carefully, just like in this one and the other one, I've noticed already that there is propulsion and combustional changes from short to long distance, in my opinion, combustion engine. And you can read the rest of the article, so I'm just going to go into the videos. So this is what the Starlinks look like going across the sky, and the lunatic wants to put up more, right? What are they for? Well, what if I said to you they're for energy deception? There's like a power source in low Earth orbit, so that when the power goes out, humanity can still be controlled by a space 5G grid system where anyone that's chipped can no longer escape, perhaps. Either way, they're not in space, are they? Again. And they have to have propulsion. So the last one on this page is a corker. So I'm going to actually full screen this one. Watch this. Not just one object coming over, but two. In Florida, right? Coming over Florida. That looks like it's going off, and this one's still going down on over the horizon. Disappears. See that again. That's the first one coming here. Second one right there. Blue light. Can this tell us its composition? Boom, disappears. Meteor? I think not. Problem is for most people is that they gotta forget what they've been told. globe Earth model. So moving forward, based on that last clip with Florida, what if, just like in this video, they're using these flares to signal help, and it's going towards a military base that's in Florida. I don't know about the one in Australia, that would require more digging. And you see in here, this one, it comes in and it explodes over this base. Just a thought. There are rockets as well, which have to do with, later on in the video, hypersonic missiles, as I said yesterday. But these are the military bases. 21 military bases in Florida alone. Covert operations overseas. After all, America's the police of the world, are they not? They're the good guys that are liberating people and bringing freedom and liberty to the earth, are they not? Okay. After all, they're flag of war, not peace, but you know. Many of you won't even go look up that fact. So, no. Strange blue lights appear over Florida, prompting speculation of aliens, but there is a very simple explanation. And there's multiple events taking place. Some of them from 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, all across the Earth. So this strange footage of a bright blue light illuminating the sky appears to suggest that extraterrestrials beings have arrived on Earth. No, it doesn't. The incredible light show gives it away. So there's a first indicator that this is, you know, for show. Social media into frenzy, with many people agreeing that aliens had indeed arrived in Miami. You know, I believe in extraterrestrials are out there, but this is not. This is Project Bluebeam, or this one is a rocket. This is different to the ones I've just showed you. There are also UFOs that are lights too, that can move in similar manners. So the mysteries of the earth is far more complicated, and there are far more different answers for many different things. You know, they just lump it all in, it's a comet, and you got to bear in mind all their answers are based on lies to begin with. So let's look at this video. Many of you have probably seen it before. So, what if this is, come up, just give me the picture. What if this is a multi-staged intergalactic hypersonic missile being tested, right? And the technology that's propelling this is very similar to these ones, but on a smaller scale. Right, that's going straight across, and I just can't. It's the uncanny similarities to this, you know. And this, in all intents and purposes, is a multi-staged rocket for long distance travel. The speed of it then is just that, right? And the size. So in principle, what I'm trying to show you is, in reality, I suppose, what's coming is a hypersonic missile that can reach all lands, and that they already exist. Anyway, let's go back to this last article. So they said this one was a V rocket, basically, right? Atlas V rocket from Cape Canaveral. And that's that, you know, that's it. That's all it was. Okay. Solved. What about the others? Revealed the cause of the mysterious blue light in sky that sparked panic in California. The light flashed in the sky just after sunset and sparked concerned calls to the police and newspapers and debate on social media. Again, back to the aliens, when it's man-made, created events. The UFO flashed in the sky over Southern California just after sunset, and police and newspapers were inundated. There's a couple of pictures. And this was 2015. So we're going to watch the video. It's a bit jumpy, isn't it? So, rocket. One of these. It's pretty much what you see in this clip. It's just that flash there going across the sky. In Scotland. What do you reckon that one? It's not exactly the same as these things, right? These massive trails roaring across the skies, and it isn't the same as what I've just showed you the first images, which looks like it's like a miniature rocket going directly straight across the skies. So there's multiple things, right? They all tie together to paint a bigger picture. What if? 2 seconds. What if? Right? I'm right. Those that what they showed you in that film, the blackout, is part of understanding what's going on. Covert military operations, as well as advanced in rocketry as well. So we're going to watch this.
About this morning, a big bright light.
First of all, look at her hands. They all do it. She's putting her hands into a downward triangle. She's part of the occult, the Illuminati, just showing their signs. It is their downfall. Once you start waking up, you'll see it everywhere. You'll start seeing the signs. You'll start seeing it everywhere. And then you'll know these people are using truth and lies to deceive you.
That was seen streaking across the sky over the valley last night.
Yeah, so what the heck was it? Jamie is on this for us this morning. She's out talking to people. Jamie, did you see it by chance?
You know what I was doing last night. I was tucked in bed.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
I didn't know people were rambunctious yesterday. Last night I felt like people were out and about, so maybe it was the fireball that folks were talking about outside my place last night.
Before she carry on what she says, I wasn't sure when this was put up, right? Whether that was the date it happened, right? So I looked up this bit at the bottom. Scottsdale police make arrest in. I could read it better earlier, but anyway, so I brought up the article. Make arrest in kidnapping of a 94-year-old woman. Right, that's what it said. Just to check when this happened, and there it is. November 15th, 2017. November 15th, 2017. So this is when it happened. This is, when it aired.
So I am at Dutch Brothers trying to find some folks who actually saw this thing, but the good news is it was, of course, caught on camera for you. And so I want to show you some of the video that we have here. This is video right here from the city of Phoenix. You see what appears to be a meteor.
Right. In the video I put up about on the sun simulator, right at the end, they showed you some moon shots of what people think is the moon, and it ended up being this ship. I think there's something similar going on here. If you look carefully, there's another thing that follows it.
It was, of course, caught on camera for you. And so I want to show you some of the video that...
Here and here. It's a pretty big ship.
We have here. This is video right here from the city of Phoenix. You see what appears to be a meteor streak through this.
You see, they got to fake a lot of stuff to keep their narrative going, and part of understanding their devices is this, right? That because they've put rocket up after rocket after rocket after rocket, they do have technologies in low Earth orbit to deceive us today in the first place. Because we're not living on a globe, right? Anyways, play the rest of it.
Sky. And then I want to show you what Laura Curry saw. She sent him some videos as well. This is 7th Avenue in Northern facing north. And then we have a ring video from someone's doorstep. That ball of light just racing through the sky. This was 8:30 last night. The American Meteor Society says it had 85 reports of a fireball seen over Arizona, California, New Mexico, Nevada, and Utah at 8:28 p.m. So back out here live here, I want to show you this fireball report that we have right here. It says there was also a fireball seen in the sky in Akron, New York, just a few hours after the one that we saw right here in Arizona. So waiting for more information on what exactly this is. Of course, people think it was a meteor. Also, when I see you in the next hour, we have some really cool video from inside a woman's home in Pine. You won't believe it.
What if it's one of these? Signaling to a military base in a war far, far away for help. I know that may sound preposterous, right? But what if? So, Florida meteor. This is a dash cam. Northern Florida. And this is March the 31st, 2019. Now look at that image. Oh, go back. Watch it when it comes in. This image right there. Right there, look at that. I mean, look at these lines. Chemtrails, right? What is it? It's so bizarre. Look at it. Just zoom in on that. Let's go from the beginning. See the chemtrails? Was that a bridge? There's a bridge, surely. And there's nothing there, look. You see that? How weird is that? So there should be nothing there. Let's go back. So what are these chemtrails? It's giving off all these orbs, look, see it? All these orbs of reflections. It's definitely got like a hexagonal shape, hasn't it? And you see, look, this here as well, flare. So it's definitely an object that's man-made, 100%. Look at that, look. So, I mean, look at the man-made light there, look. And then look at that up there, and tell me that's not the same. Except for it's a little bit bulged there. You can't see that, then I can't help you anymore to say that the technologies is part of understanding creation. You see it? Look at that, look at the lights. One person saw the meteor as bright flash likened to stadium lights. I can never pause it right on that. But oh, what's these lines? Moving on. Why do we need the advanced hypersonic weapon? June the 9th, 2014. Why? Well, 71 million may not seem like much in Washington. A recent approval of this tidy sum by Congress continues the Army's rapid development of the cutting-edge boost glide advanced hypersonic weapon, the AHW missile program. Could it relate to this? Capable of flying faster than Mach 5 and penetrating enemy defences, AHW augurs the Army's reintroduction of a potent and necessary capability into its arsenal, intermediate range offensive fires. While the program has great promise, a mere few weeks ago, James Acton, a physicist and scholar of strategy, penned a forceful piece contending US boast glide development programs have no defined mission and will kick off an arms race with China. Right. Like China's not really got them, right? And Russia. Well, and America for that matter. Well, his piece raises important issues that merit consideration, a correction of the record is necessary, especially given Congress support for this program. The United States, who are the, as I said earlier, those that bring peace to the earth, both glide development program does in fact have a clearly defined development objective and will not start an arms race with China. If anything, it is a response to Chinese militarization. And you can read the rest if you like. I'll leave it in the description. It goes into other details. Why we need these things? Why do we need weapons? US developing 20 million hypersonic glider to intercept missiles. 28th of February 2020. Can't read it because I'm not subscribed. You can do it for free, but I'm not bothered. It's just an example of these technologies in development according to the mainstream, but really I'm going to show you they've already been developed. Report on US hypersonic weapon development. The following is the March 4th, 2020 Congressional Research Service report, Hypersonic Weapons Background and Issues for Congress. And it goes into about China and Russia. And if you want to read it, there's a PDF file. Where's it gone? Download the document there. Essentially, there's a PDF. Let's go back. So this is the Congressional Research Service informing the legislative debate since 1914, hypersonic weapons, background and issues for Congress. Dated March. So they have actively pursued the development of hypersonic weapons, maneuvering weapons that fly at speeds at least Mach 5 as a part of its conventional prompt global strike program since the early 2000s. Okay. I don't have time to read all of this, obviously, and there's a lot of information to go through and to understand, you know, the reality of the situation. These things are real. They're discussing them in Congress. So let's move on. Single-stage hypersonic vehicle featuring advanced swirl combustion. Patented 2006. So the claims: single-stage hypersonic vehicle having a low-speed propulsion system and a high-speed propulsion system. A single-stage vehicle comprising a low-speed propulsion system for propelling the single-stage vehicle to a threshold velocity to allow takeover by the high-speed propulsion system to allow speed propulsion system including. And there we go. That's all the components, etc. Right? 2006. So that, you know, they developed it, right? And then those were sold to Russia and China, just like, you know, the coronavirus, Wuhan virus, was created in America and then brought over to China. Yeah. Because the good guys of the world are playing the bad guys. They are the terrorists. Rocket and ramjet powered hypersonic stealth missile having alterable radar cross section. 1998. Right? I mean, and this is where you go into the patents and look at the composition, what fuel they're using, what chemicals, how, and if that matches what we're seeing with our eyes, which is kind of a blue flame, blue-green flame, right? Or streak in some of the cases. Because there's a lot of different things going on at the same time. Hypersonic protection method for a tank. These are only a few things. I'm only giving you examples of what's out there if you look. 2015, 2016. That's done with America for now. Russia to test fire Zircon hypersonic missile from Yasin class submarine. March 12th, 2020. Edgar Casey prophesied that one of these Russian subs is going to annihilate the Western civilization. London, Washington. Right? Obviously I don't want this to happen. And I pray that it doesn't. But surely you got to understand that the people in charge are trying to fulfill prophecy to begin with. That's a matter of fact. So Hindustan Times, the Indians are getting involved. The Indians, their project, Dr. Do, starts work on next-gen hypersonic weapons. And this is when? Last year, October 21st, 2019. You see, these weapons are, in some cases, according to them, unstoppable. And many nations today need to start doing research into how to stop them, right? Of which we are behind, I do believe. I don't think they have any intention of putting these things in place to save London or Washington, because that's part of the agenda. To get rid of the oil-based economy, which is backed by America, who are the police of the world, right? The bullies of the world, in favor of a United Nations doctrine and World Economic Society, of which will be defeated, but then China will come along, right? The rise of the yellow ones. And they say in this that they've developed their hypersonic weapon to glide, travelling unsurmountable distances. I mean, the intercontinental ballistic missiles that have already been developed can do the best ones do 9,000 kilometers already, right? Let alone these things. And these things are not even like, they're like the tip of the iceberg, really, because they've got anti-gravity craft that's got direct energy weapons on them using sound and light. Not only that, but they've weaponized low Earth orbit. You know, it's all about emulation of the technological creation. But most people think the sun's a ball of gas, right? And that the Earth is spinning, and everything they've ever been told since birth. And you got to bear in mind, I've been told exactly the same thing. I believed exactly the same things you did. Japan's Vice Defense Minister leaks an image of a new hypersonic anti-ship missile. So Japan, of course, they're the leading head, and they're a part of America too, right? The Jesuits, Zionists control them. Look at it, it's beautiful, isn't it? Death machines. Sustainable war, right? Of the future, as it says in Ghost in the Shell. It's the only thing our government knows, war, and to profit off it, to sell out everyone arms, to then create world chaos. So is China... Why isn't that going on? So is China already inside America's hypersonic industrial base? And this a post about worrying that they're saying that they're looking at artificial intelligence and direct energy weapons, right? But they've not really looked into the defense of hypersonic weapons. Yeah, which makes us vulnerable because we don't have defense, which is obviously nice to know that Japan have been working on that problem, right? So it will be shared, I'm sure. It's not going to end well though, is it? You know, the people in charge were told many times by the collective, let's say, consciousness of the heavens, you know, visitation, alien beings, what we would call alien beings, to stop what they're doing immediately, right? But they haven't. So the Macrobiotic Summer Conference. Anyone heard of it? I never heard of it. 2020. Have we passed the point of no return? January 10th, 2020. By Edward Esco. So this thing here talks about things I've never even heard of. But it goes into their study of traditional 9 key cosmologies, and which is derived from the study of complementary opposites or yin and yang. And they say that Trump's weak, Putin's weak, so China can take over Russia. That's what they're saying. Trump is vulnerable, all because of certain energies related to the numbers and the numbers associated with them. And they say this is also has parables to the leading up of World War II, and the 9 key pattern is, they say, is exactly the same. So who are these people? Let's look up their symbol. Oh look, a flower with the pentagram. Their signs and symbols is their downfall. No idea about this organization, who runs it. I just saw it and I thought, what is it? So, next time, have a great day.